What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is Alex. This is Mia. Andrea is coming back up. The reason I have my daughters right here is because behind me I have a Huffy Nighthawk 20-inch. This used to be my son's bike before I upgraded him to the Scott. And now we're gonna make it work for my daughter, for Andrea, because the one that she was riding, Freya, my Doberman, she bit the seat on it, and it was actually like a 16-inch. And she's actually really good on this one right now, but I need to do a little bit of work on that one and make it more girly. So what I'm gonna be doing to it, and Andrea's gonna be here in a minute to help me out, is basically we're gonna go over everything, make sure everything's tightened up, make sure everything's moving as it should. I'm gonna be replacing the grips. I'm gonna be replacing grips. I might even do a quill stem adapter so I can put in a different handlebar. I'm gonna change the cable housings for girly colors. I'm gonna remove all the stickers because I don't wanna paint this thing. So changing the color a little bit might make it a little more girl friendly. And I'm gonna make sure that everything's good to go. And I might even put in a front hydraulic brake or something like that. So stay tuned. I know this is a kid's bike. A lot of you might have sons or daughters, and this is a good way to actually work on a bike. Basically, this is gonna be just like kind of like general maintenance that you can do on any bike. I'm gonna be greasing everything up, and yeah, stay tuned, keep watching. And if you haven't, please make sure to go ahead and consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. If you want to buy me a cup of coffee to help support and help the channel grow, make sure there's a link down in the description for you to do so. And see, and her bike is next. Other than that, that is it for now, and let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so first thing first, we're gonna go ahead and weigh this thing. I'm not trying to save weight on this thing because it's gonna be pretty hard to actually save weight on this thing with the things that I'm gonna do. But everybody does it, I done it, so let's go ahead and weigh this thing. 29.78 pounds, 477 ounces, 13.51 kilograms. So at least this thing is under 30 pounds. It is heavy for a kid's bike, but remember this is an all frame, the whole frame is steel. So bear with us. We're gonna make this bike look a whole lot better for my daughter. Hello. Hello, Mia. Look who showed up. Andrea, the owner of this bike. By the way, she has 2 channels. What is it? Wolf Place and Cuentos y Consejos con Andrea. I'll leave a link for you in the description so you can go ahead and subscribe. And yeah, that's Andrea. How old are you? ¿Cuántos años tienes?
6.
She's 6 years old. Sí, mi amor. Sí. No wonder those brakes failed. The lever broke. Alright, so I'm gonna continue taking all these things apart, just leaving on bare bones and run new cabling. I'm not gonna bore you with the taking it apart. I'll be right back with y'all. I'm glad I took it off because there's very little grease. The top bearing seems to be okay, but the bottom one, you can probably see a little bit of rust. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up outside downstairs and bring it right up. and go from there. The grease in all this is just to prevent rusting over time, although I don't plan to keep it outdoors anymore. Once I'm done with this maintenance, I should keep it inside and avoid the rain. It's time to remove all the stickers. Let's see what we can do with this Harbor Freight $9 hit gun. Okay, so all of the decals are gone. What I'm gonna do now is take the rear wheel out and inspect the hub and the bearings, and go ahead and I'm probably gonna install a quick release if the ones that I have fit. If it does, I'm gonna put in a quick release at the rear. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, by the way, I have a video on how to do quick releases, so make sure you check that video out, because I don't wanna waste time on this one in here. I'll leave a link for you up in here. Alright, so this is a quick release. As you can see, I already cleaned up the hub, removed the solid axle, and this is the rear quick release. You can find this on Amazon from anywhere from 9 to 11 bucks, maybe more expensive, and it comes as a kit for the rear and the front. I think on the previous video I did the rear, so this is actually gonna help for those who were asking how to do I did the front, so it's gonna actually help those who wants to know how to do the rear. So once the hub is clean, you're gonna put in grease, and then you're gonna put this in. The quick release side is gonna go on the non-drive side. So if you have disc brakes, this will go on the side of the disc. If you have V brakes, then it'll go on the opposite side where the freewheel or cassette is at. By the way, I already cleaned this up with the brake cleaner and a wire brush, so it's ready to go. As soon as I'm done with it, I'm just gonna lube everything up with silicone grease. Not silicone grease, silicone dry lube. Alright, I'm back. Definitely a different day, probably a couple of weeks after I started my little daughter's bike over here. So I'm gonna stop talking. Meanwhile, if you haven't, please go ahead and consider subscribing. Enjoy the music. Let's ride. Well, this bike is looking good. All I gotta do is put the final finishing touches. Alright, so her bike is ready. She has no idea what decals I had just put in on it. I want to see her reaction. Before I do that, please go ahead and... That's Taco barking right there. But before I do that, please go ahead and consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. If you would like to support the channel, link down in the description. If you haven't, please subscribe, turn the notification bell on. Other than that, let's wait and see her reaction. See what she thinks. What do you think?
Good. Ooh, let's play.
Was that? You like it? You're gonna ride? Say subscribe.
Subscribe. I'm gonna play.
Alright, so her bike is done, and these are the few things that I did to it. Okay, so for starters, I removed the original cable housings for the shifter and the brakes. Some were yellow, some went black, and I removed all those and changed them with matching hot pink cable housings for both shifter and brakes. I also swapped the yellow brake caliper on the front with a black one that came out of the Mongoose XR, not the Mongoose XR Pro, my Mongoose Blackcom. I changed that up. Putting a quick release over here. I upgraded the solid stud to a quick release. While I was in there, I make sure I greased up the rear hub. The front hub was also greased. The bearings on the headset, this is a quill stem, threaded. They're also completely greased. I removed the door disc, removed the decals, and put in her custom decals. This is her name, Andrea. And over here, that's her channel, Wolf Plays. She does gaming stuff and things like that, so of course it has to pass through quality control before I can actually upload them. If you want to hook her up, just go ahead and subscribe to her channel. I'll leave a link for you over here. And I also fixed the trigger shifter. That's something I had never done before because it wasn't shifting properly. So when I opened it up, there was a little metal piece inside it, and I didn't know how it goes. So my engineer, the engineer in me came out and figured it out, and I was able to fix it. And yes, these are purplish, marble purplish grips. That's for some reason I thought I had ordered them pink, but I can change that later. And then I had this Eager flat pedals that I removed the pins because I don't want, she's not gonna go on the trail, and I don't want that to be messing up her shoes. So I removed all the pins, and this actually matches perfectly with the cable housing. So I guess I do have to find a pair of grips that match that. I did not replace the fork. There's a little bit of the rust on the fork on this side. I'm not gonna worry about that because she's only probably gonna be riding this for a year at the most. Then it's gonna be passed along to my other daughter, and then that way I can upgrade bikes as they grow. And but other than that, this is a really nice bike. It ended up looking better than expected. I didn't do anything to the bottom bracket. It is greased, so nothing to fix over there. And it's gonna be a really good bike because I noticed that she actually does like to actually ride. So hopefully this will suit her better because the other one was an 18-inch bike. It's a 20-inch bike. I don't want to spend at least $60, $80, $100 on a fork when it's not gonna get the use that it needs to get. So that's why it's gonna stay like that. And if you haven't, please go ahead and consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Other than that, that is gonna be it for today. Turn the notifications bell on as well. Buy me a cup of coffee if you're interested in doing so. So I guess you liked it. That's it for this one, guys. Let's ride. See you on the trails. Goodbye.